Good day, and welcome to our lecture on patients' rights and obligations. Whether you are a healthcare provider, a patient, or someone involved in healthcare support services, understanding patient rights and responsibilities is essential in ensuring ethical, safe, and patient-centered care. We strive to uphold these rights as part of our core values, promoting respect, dignity, informed decision-making, and shared responsibility between patients and our healthcare team. Now that we've set the stage, let's take a moment to go over the objectives of this lecture. By the end of this session, you will be able to 1. Identify the core rights of patients during their care journey. 2. Explain the responsibilities of patients in supporting safe and effective healthcare delivery. 3. Recognize how these principles apply to your role as a healthcare provider. To help reinforce your understanding, all healthcare providers will be required to take a short post-lecture quiz. Let's get started. The patient's rights is based on the DOH Circular DM number 2017-0061 titled Official Version of Patients' Rights, with its Tagalog version, DM number 2017-0223 titled Adoption of the Tagalog Translation of the Patient's Rights, and recently reiterated in the DM number 2024-0138. We encourage patients to speak openly with their healthcare provider, take part in their treatment choices, and protect their own safety by being well-informed and involved in your care. As a patient at Ospital in Makati, they have the following rights. 1. You have the right to receive considerate, respectful, and compassionate health care in a safe setting regardless of your age, sex, gender, religion, ethnicity, political affiliation, disability, or capacity to pay free from all forms of abuse, neglect, or ill treatment. This right promotes a healing environment where every individual is treated with human dignity. It ensures that personal characteristics or life circumstances never become a barrier to safe and humane medical care. 2. You have the right to be assigned to a competent doctor/resident physician and be told of the names of all healthcare team members who are qualified to provide diagnosis, treatment, and medical advice. Likewise, you have the right to know your hospital and physician fees and receive information about the possibility of financial assistance. Transparency builds trust between patients and providers. Being informed about your healthcare team and financial matters allows you to make better decisions and feel confident about the care you receive. 3. You have the right to notify a family member or person of your choice and your chosen doctor of your admission to the hospital. Being able to involve someone you trust provides emotional support, helps in decision-making, and ensures your preferences are known and respected throughout your hospital stay. 4. You have the right to have someone remain with you during your hospital stay unless it compromises your or others' rights, safety, or health. Having a companion, especially in moments of vulnerability, can ease anxiety, improve communication with staff, and contribute to your overall well-being during treatment. 5. You have the right to exercise your spiritual and cultural beliefs within the capacity and rules of the hospital/medical center. Respecting spirituality and culture is part of holistic care. When patients are allowed to observe meaningful practices, it contributes positively to their recovery and emotional stability. 6. You have the right to be informed and give consent before any non-emergency procedure or research/experiment, or to refuse such. Consent is not just a formality, it is a process of communication. You deserve to fully understand what is being done to your body and to be involved in every decision about your care. 7. You have the right to privacy and confidentiality of your medical records, according to laws, as well as in care discussions, examinations, and treatments, and the right to see or get a copy of your medical records, except those records restricted by law. This right protects your personal health information and ensures that only those directly involved in your care have access to your records. It also gives you control over who knows about your condition. 8. You may request for an escort during physical examinations. This helps promote a sense of security, reduces anxiety during examinations, and ensures that you are never made to feel vulnerable or uncomfortable when being examined. 9. You have the right to be represented by someone assignee, to decide on your behalf when the circumstances warrant. In critical situations when you cannot speak for yourself, Your appointed representative can help ensure that decisions reflect your values, preferences, and best interests. 10. You have the right to ask about and be informed of the complaint process and express grievances without fear of recrimination or reprisal. You are encouraged to speak directly to the healthcare provider involved in your care. This right empowers you to speak up when something feels wrong. It also helps the hospital improve services through honest feedback, without risking your safety or comfort. These rights form the foundation of ethical, compassionate, and patient-centered care. If there are issues not resolved to your satisfaction, or if you would like the help of someone not immediately involved, talk to the Patient Experience Management section. In the next section, we will explore the obligations of patients, the responsibilities that support a respectful and cooperative healing environment. Obligation of patients. Adapted from Magna Carta of Patients' Rights and Obligations of 2017. 1. Obligation to know rights. The patient shall ensure that he knows and understands what her rights as a patient and shall exercise those rights responsibly and reasonably. 2. Obligation to provide adequate, accurate, and complete information. The patient shall provide, to the best of her knowledge, adequate, accurate, and complete information about all matters pertaining to her health, including medications and past or present medical problems, ailments, medical history, consultation with other physicians, results of diagnostic workup and treatment to her healthcare provider. 3. Obligation to report unexpected health changes. The patient shall report unexpected changes to her condition or symptoms, including pain, to her healthcare provider. 4. Obligation to understand the purpose and cost of treatment. The patient shall ensure that she understands the purpose and cost of any proposed treatment or procedure before deciding to accept it. She shall notify her healthcare provider if she does not understand any information about the proposed care or treatment. The patient shall insist upon explanations until adequately informed and shall endeavor to make all the necessary consultations before reaching a decision. 5. Obligation to accept the consequences of own informed consent. The patient shall accept all the consequences of her own informed consent. If she refuses treatment or does not follow the instructions or advice of the healthcare provider, she must accept the consequences of such decision and relieve the healthcare provider of any liability as a result of the exercise of her right to self-determination. 6. Obligation to settle financial obligations. The patient shall ensure that the financial obligations as a result of her health care are fulfilled as promptly as possible. Otherwise, she shall make the appropriate arrangements to settle unpaid hospital bills and/or professional fees in accordance with Republic Act No. 9439. The patient must seek support from the state in order to establish a system of payment to healthcare institutions and providers. 7. Obligation to respect the rights of healthcare providers, healthcare institutions, and other patients. The patient is obligated to give due respect to the rights and well-being of healthcare providers, healthcare institutions, and other patients. He shall act in a considerate and/or cooperative manner and shall give respect to the rights and properties of others. He shall follow the policies, rules and regulations, and procedures of healthcare institutions. 8. Obligation to self. The patient shall refrain from indulging in unhealthy food consumption, addiction-forming substance foods such as tobacco, alcohol, and drugs, lifestyles that have an adverse impact on health, such as sexual promiscuity and reckless activities, and contamination of the environment. The patient is obligated to maintain a state of wellness. 9. Obligation to provide adequate health information and actively participate in her treatment. The patient shall ensure that she has adequate health information that will allow her to actively participate in the formulation of her diagnostic and treatment plans. When she signs an informed consent, it is assumed that he has the necessary information. 10. Obligation to respect the right to privacy of healthcare providers and institutions. The patient has the obligation to submit grievances to the proper authorities or venue and not resort to unwarranted publicity in the media. She shall not disclose to the public any alleged complaint against healthcare providers and/or institutions if it has not been fully decided by a court or administrative tribunal of proper jurisdiction. 11. Obligation to exercise fidelity on privileged communication. A patient-physician relationship is a fiduciary one where mutual trust, respect, and confidence are expected. All communications are privileged, and the patient is obliged not to breach this privileged communication, especially if it involves a third party. 12. Obligation to respect a physician's refusal to treat him or her. While the patient has the right to choose his/her physician, he/she is also obligated to respect the physician's decision to choose whom he/she will treat. 13. Obligation to respect the physician's decision on medical reasons based on his/her religious beliefs. The patient is obliged to respect the physician's religious beliefs. If the patient is a minor or is legally incapacitated, his/her parents or legal representatives are obliged to likewise respect the physician's decision on matters relating to medical reasons despite their religious beliefs. 14. Obligation to ensure integrity and authenticity of medical records. The patient is obliged to ensure the integrity and authenticity of his/her medical records. Any manner of alteration of his/her records is a criminal offense subject to the provisions of the revised penal code. 15. Obligation to participate in the training of competent future physicians. The patient is obligated to participate in the training of future physicians, provided that necessary information is provided to him, her, and the appropriate ethical considerations are observed. 16. Obligation to report infractions and exhaust grievance mechanism. The patient shall immediately inform his/her healthcare provider of any perceived or alleged infraction of his/her rights, as set forth in this Act through proper channels, in order to promote mutual trust, respect, and confidence between the provider and the patient. The patient shall exhaust the grievance mechanism mediation before filing any administrative or legal action. This concludes our lecture on patients' rights and obligations. Whether you are a healthcare provider, a patient, or a family member, understanding these rights and responsibilities is essential in creating a safe, respectful, and collaborative care environment. By knowing your rights, you become an empowered participant in your healthcare. By understanding your obligations, you help promote better outcomes and smoother hospital experiences for everyone. As part of our commitment to continuous learning and accountability, all healthcare providers are required to complete a short post-lecture assessment. To access the test, please scan the QR code on the screen or enter the provided URL in your internet browser. This assessment ensures that we, as healthcare professionals, uphold the highest standards of patient-centered care. Thank you for joining us and for supporting a culture of compassion, respect, and safety.